on, everybody? On this episode, I wanted to show you how I've set up my kayak to go after those big old kitties. Little Frankenstein setup, but it does the job. If you guys enjoy this episode, please hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Kayak's out. Gonna get it all set up. Just wanted to show you how I have it during transport. Keep it very basic. This is my pedal steering. And I have cables that run down. And I'll show you how they operate afterwards with the trolling motor on. First, I always grab my batteries. Get my batteries going in. I got a battery box up here. They keep a lithium battery. That controls my electronics. Then I got a battery box on the back. This is my trolling motor battery box. Another lithium battery that I put in there. I run it down. I got everything plugged in for it here. Then the trolling motor will connect right here on it. Next, I got my trolling motor. I've got this kind of Frankensteined as well. It's a little bit here or there. I got a little eyelet on the top there. Then I got two eyelets on the sides that I use for the steering. First, I'll get the trolling motor all plugged in, set up so it's powered up, ready to go. Then I'll show you the cables. These are my basic cables. They are just clothesline cables. I put some carabiners on. Keeps everything on it tight. I like to take the one side and I actually put it on the opposite side of the trolling motor. And that gives me more of a steering. Allows for it to get a sharper turn. If I do them on the opposite or do them straight in line, I can only get a very minimal turn radius. But by doing it this way, I get a larger turn radius. This one here I actually use is a pulling it up and down cable, and that's what keeps it in. I got this lock here, keeps it locked there, and the trolling motor will stay up. Now that we got that up, can put the steering clips on. I like these locking ones just so it doesn't ever come out by accident and then I don't have no steering and I gotta go fix it. Makes it a lot easier and nice. Do the same on the other side. Now I'll have steering by that. This is just my foot steering. Can't really show you while the trolling motor's up. I have to have the trolling motor down to be able to show the steering, which I will show. This is my PWM box that I built. I actually put a little fan on top there because these PWMs will start to get warm. The one that I purchased is actually, it's about an $80 PWM box. which has a fan already built into it and keeps it a little bit cooler itself. I suggest if you ever do build a PWM box that you actually do cough up a little bit more money. You know, go that 60 and up range PWMs. Any of those cheaper ones, they'll just burn out real quick. They can't handle too much heat and they'll burn up. Now I'm going to show you it running with the PWM. And that's it. Now I'll show you the rest of my setup, how I usually have it going. Fish finder, where I locate my bait box and all my extra tackle gear. These are all the essentials that I usually always bring. I know a lot of times you'll see my front area will be loaded up. That's for my longer trips, when I'm doing some camping and everything else, usually over a whole weekend, maybe even longer time. But otherwise, this will be my setup that I usually always run, no matter what. First, I wanted to show you guys my tackle box. This is actually a basic container tackle, or yarn sewing kit, whatever box you can get from Hobby Lobby. I think it actually cost me like 10 bucks, maybe 12 bucks. But it literally holds all my gear. I got my weights all in the back there. I got dragging weights in there that can fit in it. Then I got hooks and everything else on all these other compartments. All my kitty calls, rattles, just everything I need when I'm out, I can hold all in here. And I got more than enough tackle in here. And the best part about this, let me get that. Locks up great, but it sits right underneath my seat perfectly. And that is by far the best thing. When you own a kayak, everything is about space, convenience, and keeping everything very simple and easy. And that is one of the best things that I ever found that holds everything I need as far as tackle wise. On the back here, I have these extra rod holder mounts. I rarely ever use them. The other B looking thing is to actually hold my paddle, which I do use a lot. But next I have my crate. This holds a lot of my basic things, some towels, fish grips, and just a lot of extra stuff. I usually throw my rod holder mounts in there after I'm done with each trip, but this holds a lot of basic stuff. Sometimes put my camera bag in there, but then I got for extra rod storage. Each one of the new canoes always come with 2 on the side, but it's always nice to have that extra storage on the back. And I just kept it very simple. Just used 2 eyelet ones that go into your track, and I just strap it down with bungee cord, and it always works. It holds great, never lost anything. Now for one of the most important things that I have. This 90-degree bar I got crawling across, that's just angled aluminum, but on the sides here I got thin steel strips that have been tapped to hold my rod holders. Having these solid bases are extremely important for big blues, and the way they slam the baits, slam that rod down. I've had the cheap ones before, the Walmarts. I've had the plastic rod holders, and I've actually watched a rod get ripped right off. Rod holder and rod, everything went right out in the water the way he hit it. And yeah, he appeared to be very good. So it was it's kind of a big loss there, not just the rod, rail rod holder, but the fish too, the way he hammered it. But those just screw in. Very easy to do, don't take much. Boy, they work great. And like I said earlier, I like to keep my bucket up front there. I don't really strap it down much more than just a very simple bungee cord. Keeps it pressed up to the 90-degree aluminum, and that's all I've needed. Thing doesn't move, it stays in there very well. You know, a little bit of water with live bait at times, or when I have just cut bait and I filled it up full of ice, that little bit of weight, that is all I've ever needed. Now I wanted to show you guys my fish finder, how I got it set up. Very basic setup. So I'll run through, the wires all run through on the inside over to the battery that I showed you earlier, and then I got my mount on the side there. This is just the Garmin Striker Vivid C7, just basic fish finder. All I ever really use it for is for following my speed when I'm moving, my battery, and you know, occasionally looking to see the depths and stuff, but for the most part it's just my speed and stuff that I'm really care about. Well, now it's just about getting the paddle, placing that on the side. That's literally how I just leave it. I got basic clip right here so I don't lose it. This is definitely an easier job with two hands, but you get the drift. And that is my basic setup. Now we'll take it out. I'll show you how I did my pedal steering it around. Alright. Okay, out on the water, ready to steer it all around. Here's the foot pedals, BWM, trolling motors all down, ready to go. We'll just kick it on. It all turns and adjusts. The further you turn it, the faster it's gonna go. Foot pedal all the way up. Completely turning it all to the left then. Foot pedal to the right, or to the left, take to the right, sorry. Getting my bearings a little screwed up there, but it's a very basic, easy setup. These foot pedals, I think they only cost me like 30 bucks off Amazon. The cable and the crimps, I think that was like, I think it was like maybe 15-20 bucks altogether for all that. Then all the linkages on the back on the trolling motor. I will actually show you how to take a trolling motor, take the head off, and how to make that whole setup on the back on another video. But all of that all together, between the trolling motor, I think it was a little over 100 bucks. And all those linkages and everything on the back for the trolling motor, I think it was all another maybe 20 bucks the most. So this whole setup, all the steering, everything, all together was probably about 160 bucks. Very easy, basic setup. If you all enjoyed this episode, I really appreciate it. I hope you did. I enjoy showing how I've done this, how I Frankensteined my kayak, and I hope it inspires, somebody else come up and do something else themselves. Well, I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit that like and subscribe. Thank you.